Okay, let's get started. So, today we're gonna start getting less to work. But first things first, let's disable this annoying, very annoying gradient. So, let me comment that out. Comment, comment. I need to restart that because that's being a little weird. Okay, so no more gradient. That's nicer. Now let's also need to do one more restart. Let's also just print here when we reload the library. Yeah, so like last night after stream, I just cleaned up a couple things in here and deduplicated some code. In here, why did that not yank? We're gonna do put s reloaded main code. Do standard error. So we're gonna have to restart that so that can take effect. And then so then what we want to do is just run less on something and see what kind of spam we get to the console. It doesn't really matter what it is as long as it's like fairly long, so that works. So this is just spamming by, I can't highlight anything. So what we got to start doing is handling some of this. So first things first, I'm seeing some like 27M stuff like that, so probably we should finish writing that code. So let's go into terminal.c. I think it was actually up here. So here in set colors or select graphic rendition. There is a bunch of extra things that we need to handle. Let me see. This is like way too zoomed in. I can't see nothing. Okay, so a lot of these are like clearing parameters. So let me see here. Which ones do we want to handle? I'm just gonna copy all of this for now, and then we're gonna say, also all of this was supposed to have an extra space there, because these are all gonna be taking place in 20 now. 21, we're just going to ignore because that is like double underlined. I'm just gonna ignore that. And then the rest of these are just gonna clear clear parameters. So 22 is going to be clearing both faint and bold. Not sure why those specifically, but that's what it's doing. So we're going to do that. We just do this. And the rest of this is going to need to get re-indented here. Probably that's going to be correct. And then I think for like the rest of these, it's all just exactly what it's supposed to be. 22, so 23 is not italic. 24 is not underlined. 25 is not blinking. 27 is not inverse. 28 is visible. 29 is not crossed out. So you just do this. I don't know why I put that, to be honest. Do that. And probably that is going to be fine and good. So if we just realign all of this, so we're going to get rid of this 27 here anyways. And the rest of these should be fine. So the 27 just disappeared, so we're spamming a bit less of that nonsense. HT, what is T? I don't remember what T is. I don't even know if I ever did T. T might be like an X-term thing. I feel like T is like some sort of X-term thing. Window manipulation, extended by X-term. So probably I'm gonna handle this, but like 22 is supposed to save X-term icon and window title on this stack. That one like can just be ignored, to be honest. But some of these, the only weird thing here is that there shouldn't be. Oh, okay. Yeah, the third parameter is like also important. So I'm gonna ignore. I'm gonna handle these, but I'm going to ignore them. I'm gonna ignore some of them, and specifically this one I'm gonna ignore for sure. So let's go to handle CSI, and this is gonna be extended window options. Probably I want these like sorted. Window, let's just do window manipulation, E and CSI. And then we're gonna do basically the same thing as this. So static void window manipulation, term pointer t, CSI pointer CSI, and then we're gonna say so save so 2 save push title and restore title except a third parameter for direct access to the stack. Parameters in the range 1 through 10 may be used to store the title into the stack or retrieve the title from the stack without pushing popping. Honestly, that might be useful. It might even be useful to just handle. I'm gonna leave it in as a to-do. So I think that's for like setting the window title. So like right now, the window title is always just VTGL. But you could set it based on these parameters. And it might be useful to do so. For now though, we're just gonna do a switch CSI to argv0. And we're gonna say case 22. Let's put a to do in here. Save title. And let's copy this default. I think my Y key is like maybe kind of almost dying. Maybe I'll fix that tomorrow at school or at the university. So let me see here. Let's do that. And that should be it for this so far. It's fine to me. So, what did I do here? I typoed switch. Thanks for your helpful compiler flags. Okay, so that gets rid of that for now. Let's do K next. H is kind of annoying, but we'll get to H in a second here. So capital K. Why is there... Yeah, anyways. So K is erase in line, so we're going to add that as a function. Let's put it up above this. This is erase and display, which was J. Might do something a little different here. Also, what happened here? Why is this like... I don't know. Erase in line. Leave some comments here. This is technically EL or DEXL. Technically DEXL is like in private mode, but it's very weird. It's no different than if it wasn't private mode, so I'll put a comment up here as well that's erase and display is ED or whatever. ED or DEC SED. Okay, so this was going to take the same thing. Except it's going to take a comma, not a semicolon. And this has, I don't know why I'm copying this, doesn't matter. So this is going to do the same exact thing. We're going to do I'm going to do case 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2 in this case, and the default, which is assert 0. So 0 is erase to right. I'm gonna want like a function to do this. So normally what people do for doing this is they'll just push a bunch of spaces over top of the existing text, but that's completely wasteful. And it's not necessary if we're not maintaining like some separate like in-memory terminal buffer thing. Since we're just we're just drawing directly to the texture, we'll just draw a rectangle as the background color, like right over top of just over top of everything, and it will hide everything. That's gonna be like really nice. I don't need to do that yet. We need to do this, and we're gonna have a function for doing this. Let's comment these other ones first. They're all gonna be the same thing. So erase to left. These all mean of the cursor, and then this is also just erase all. Erase all is like a little weird. Is it just exactly the same as J? I think it is. Oh no, it's the whole. It's the whole. It's just the whole line. Sorry. It's the whole line. So erase all. So to do that, we are going to. I don't really want to have like a ton of interdependence between files, but I think I might need to here. So in vtgl.c, including util.h, util.h should be including terminal.c. So what we're going to want to do is include some prototypes, even though these are still just going to be static declarations, but that's okay. So static, we're going to have push cell rect. Push cell rect. Let's just have it, let's call it push empty. Let's just push empty cell rect. Little bit verbose, but that should be okay. So it's gonna take a GL context. What do I call this? GL context pointer. And then it's gonna take some column. I'll actually put these names here, I think. Okay, so we're gonna take that and we are going to go into here. And I'm going to put that here. Push empty cell rect. So that's wrong. G, L. Probably this should take the terminal because I need to know what the... Yeah, it's still going to take the terminal. So we are going to we're going to make sure that I remember where's this put a mark here, draw a rectangle. Yeah, we want to take this function. So we're going to do something like this, but I'm going to have to introduce some colors here. Just do that, leave that for now. So we're going to do T to GL. The size, so we need to calculate basically a V2 size and a V2 position. So the size is going to be, we're going to get a, we're going to do a V2 cell size is going to be equal to get cell size T. So I wonder a little bit if the cell size should just be saved in the terminal, but in the terminal struct, but we'll leave it for now. Then we should clamp the min row to 0. So actually min row will always be clamped to 0. We need to clamp these both to just be the max, the terminal size row. Let's put this down here. We're going to do clamp min, I'm just going to assert actually. Let's just assert. We'll also assert that so if we do that one first, we just need whoa. I don't know what happened there. If we do that one first, we just need to just have the max row here and the max column. We're going to do that. And then we're going to say that so the size and the width is going to be max column minus min column times cell size dot width, and all y is going to be max row minus min row. Yeah. Oops. So that should be good for that part. And then for the position, you're going to do x is equal to which direction is this being drawn in again? This is something I should really like sort out. The positioning is like a little annoying, so let's mark this and hop down here. Probably this cursor position will be what I need. So let me just do this. So this is gonna be t to not t to nothing. It's gonna be min column times cs dot width, and then dot y is gonna be equal to, definitely the y key is having some issues. I think we do actually need this window size, so I mean row again I think is correct for this case. I'm gonna try that. And we're gonna do size, position, what's this, 0 here? Texture scale, yeah, it doesn't matter. Colors. So let's just, where was that like default background color? It's not the clear color, it's this one. We're gonna get rid of this. You can go to this, we're just gonna call this color equals this. Okay, so that should work, I'm assuming. Assuming everything here just compiles. I'm not going to see any difference yet because I haven't hooked it up, but it's in the GL struct. Yeah, and this needs to get changed to the term. Okay, so that should be good and compiling now. So now we can go ahead and hook up erase in line. That didn't get reset, but not erase and display. We want to erase in line, and we're gonna do. So we're gonna do push empty cell and take the T, the minimum row and the maximum row. So let's actually grab the cursor. Do that elsewhere here. Let's do cursor C. C to row, C to row, C to column. I think all of this needs to be subtracted by 1. This should be like 0 indexed. C to column, T to size dot width. Yep, this should be correct. Oh yeah. Okay. That is a hot reloading thing. So if this wasn't in debug mode, we wouldn't have that problem. Oh, I don't think I actually hooked up K. That's the issue here. Let's just fill out the rest of these while we're at it. This is gonna be just 0. Oops. It's gonna be 0, and this one is gonna be 0 to this. Okay, and then we're gonna go to handle CSI. Okay, so that is hooked up and potentially working. Probably see that in a second. So the next everything here is just H. Now, lowercase h is a giant pain, but gotta be done. So it's like set mode or private set mode. That's gonna go here, and it's gonna be set mode or deck set. I call this? So I'm just gonna call this set mode actually directly. And it's gonna take the turn pointer. T CSI pointer CSI, and it's also, I think, let's have a look here. So I think in H and L, yeah, we're gonna do L in this one as well. So it's like the exact same code, it's just opposite. Deck reset, which is reset mode. So we're gonna have a bool 32 set. Okay, so we don't have alt screen yet, so that's okay. Let us do. Believe this can take like a sequence of arguments. Yeah, so this can take like a list of arguments. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of a for loop here. Then we're gonna do a switcheroo. Now, some of these are going to be set when the CSI to, so when CSI to mode. So if CSI to mode, but I don't really want to do that in like a separate nesting level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something fun here. So I'm going to make my own encoding, basically. So we're going to cast this to a U32. Honestly, it doesn't even, I don't think it like even matters that it's a, yeah, I don't think it even matters that we're doing this on an int. So CSI to argvi, and we're going to OR that with CSI to private, and 1 to make sure it's only 1 bit. For some strange reason it wasn't. And we're going to shift that over by 30. We're basically going to shove the private bit into the highest position of this I32. We're just going to use that as like a side bit. Now, if we do this, also going to go ahead and define a little macro here. Div A is going to be 1 shifted by 30 ORed with A. I'll put a little bit of an undef down here. We don't pollute a bunch of stuff with that. So for this case, which ones have we got? So we got 1, private 1, and we've got private 1049. So case private 1, which is where are we here? Application cursor keys. I can't even remember. So we're not actually doing anything about this yet. I'm gonna make this a to-do. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm going to add this as a flag to the terminal mode. So that is gonna be, let me just think about this. So we've just got all this stuff here. So let's do it. So let's do tgl dot. Is there like a flag or like a mode that we have in this? We got some flags. I think I'm gonna add a separate field for the mode flags. Let's just do this. We'll do the mode, and then we're gonna add a new enumeration. We're gonna add a new enumeration. We're gonna call it win mode for now. This one depends. So if we're only gonna allow I'll just leave it at this. Win mode. We're gonna have mode. We're gonna have win mode. Just gonna do this one, only this one for now. If we're setting, using the same line, win mode app cursor, else, okay, and then we're gonna break. We're not gonna do anything about this app cursor yet, but we will just set it. We need a default case. We're just gonna do this. We should make this a prefix, and then we're gonna do the old dump CSI. I don't know why I'm putting break at the end of these, to be honest. Did I put break at some of these? No, maybe. Didn't have, but I might have. Okay, so let me see here. F put S. How are we doing for compilation here? Missing a semicolon. We're typing some word that's not a directive. Okay, so there we go. And then we're gonna go ahead and look at 1049 in a second here. Let us just do this. Case M H set mode P and CSI 1 that we're setting. If it's L, it would be the other way. So I'm just gonna actually add that immediately. L, and it's gonna be 0. Alrighty, so now we've just got 1049 to handle. 1049H. 1049 is like a bit of a special one, isn't it? Yeah, so it's save the cursor. After saving the cursor, switch to alternate screen buffer, clearing it. And then also do 1047 and 1048. That one just, sorry, just straight up combines 1047 and 1048. And that also 1047 is just the same thing as 47. Okay, so I'm going to make that one a to-do as well because it shouldn't have a semicolon even though it's valid. Yeah, so that one, I'm just gonna leave it as to-do for now, and then we'll see if it, see what else we need to do to get this working without that. Let's do case privet for 1049. This is doesn't have like, I think it's just a combination, doesn't seem to have like a name. So we're gonna do a good old to do. Save cursor and switch to alt screen. And maybe I'll get to that next, but we'll see. Let's just do this for now. Okay, so Those are all the escapes that were printed immediately. Now let's see what happens when we try to scroll the window. So if I just press J to go down. Interesting. Why did that assert? So we're gonna have to run that from the old debugger. Probably we can just do this. Don't know if I have a better way of just keeping that. Do this. Okay, so let's see here. This is where that's coming from. How did that happen? Oh, so these were zeros. Let's take a look here. So CSI here is just K. That's all 0. And the term precursor column is 0. Row is 76. Okay, so I think the one I'm saving is actually already 0 base, so I don't need this part at all. Let us run this again. And that to be like this. Do this. Like that. Okay. And then we'll go back to our less. Okay. So which uniform is that trying to set? We actually scrolled, but we got like some amount of glitch going on here. Which uniform is this? Interesting. So what is going on? Where is this coming from? Yes, but called debug logger. That is just the message. The message is just invalid operation, GL uniform location 1026 or whatever. Let me think here. How can I show that? Also, this is also going like kind of crazy. I kind of need to think about doing the proper instancing soon. See, it's starting to slow down. But let me think here. So if we go to gbtgl.c, like, I shouldn't be, I'm not sending in this param right now, so like it's in there, but it's not being used, so I'll just do this. And then see. It's not that one. The Y offset is needed. That might be smart, yeah. Um, yeah. Let's do that. Um, don't really want to put like an if-def debug here, but I'm going to do it anyways. Fix it after. I will fix it after. A good point. That is a good point. Okay, so I need to actually probably just restart this, but I can just do this, and assuming this works properly. So are those uints? Those should be uints, I think. They're not. I mean that's obviously invalid, but that's not the one that's causing the problem. So if I press this again, yeah. So this one would make more sense. So here, that would imply that the drop in some frames here. Let me just yeah. Sorry, let me just check what is causing my probably Firefox's a million zombie processes. Let let me just close and restart Firefox here quickly. Why? Okay, so it should have closed that. Actually, that was part of the problem. Okay, so before I go back to doing that, I'm not really sure why that's lagging so much right now. This is the problem with Linux, is like people just break stuff every time they update. So that's in that push empty cell rect, which is calling push care, which needs to make sure that this is the selected thing. So push empty cell rect. Well, that shouldn't be getting called when this one's bound, but blit lines. It should be getting called here in blit lines. Is it in the parsing where that's happening? I believe in the parsing here, we call handle escape. It's a bit annoying that that's going to cause draw calls, to be honest. Where is the... Yeah, we call handle escape right here, so that's going to be a problem. So calling handle escape causes those to actually do draw calls. It's not really what I want. Um, like the way to fix that is to let's do this. Before we go and process that, but we probably need to have like a parameter to disable that. Yeah, so that fixes that problem. It's not really the best that's happening though. Also, when I'm pressing J, something is going wrong with the, or pressing K rather, to go up, something is going wrong with the cursor. Okay, so before when I had this problem, I think sure why my computer is having issues today. I think what was happening was let me think here. So this might be here where I was thinking about hmm. I feel like this is the wrap next thing where I need to be not advancing the I need to not call this at the end of the line because that's what's causing this to push up like that. So let's just try this. So here we're going to say I'm going to manually check this. So we're going to say wrap next going to be equal to e cursor dot column plus 1 is greater than or equal to e to size dot width. If not wrap next, we're going to call this and then if up here we're going to do if wrap next. Before we do anything else, we're going to just advance the cursor. Let's just try this. Reload that. Interesting. Which breakpoint did I just hit? Also, this isn't quite right. Oh, we're still getting that. So that is something else that's going on. So I'm very confused about that breakpoint. Oops. Let's go into this one. We're gonna do this. Try to hit a breakpoint. Ideally without completely lagging like that. Sorry about the dropped frames. I don't know why. I like the render lag, I mean. Don't know what that's about. So where's this breakpoint? Macro is somehow becoming junk. So or either max row or max column. So max column is this. So that is fine. It is this max row. Somehow the max row. Why is the max row just like off by 1? It's 1 greater than it should be. You don't advance it here. It's only in push line. Step column shouldn't. Step column should not cause any issues. Is our cursor height calculation wrong somewhere here? That's in the other file. It's 2 times h over cs dot h. So let me see here. The cell size dot height is 55. Because I need to actually like break in here and see what's going on. So let's say it was 55, and then in here, h is 21, 21. So then Let me just do it on in here. BC. And we're gonna say, yeah, so we're gonna say 21 over 55. So that's gonna give you 38.5. And if you're timesing that by 2, you would get 76. I mean, that's like technically correct. I think what the problem is where somewhere we set the we do a calculation with the cursor, and the cursor is not correct. We were just getting at 77. Size minus 1. That makes sense. That is this check. This is checked immediately. That is fine. That is all fine. Here, 264. Not doing new lines correctly. That's the problem. So, I thought I already have like a push tab. That's weird. Oh, but like, so this was supposed to be just getting handled though properly by the extra space in the frame buffer. So where we set the window size, we do set the scaled down window size. Let me just think about this one. Definitely this could cause the cursor to go above where it's supposed to though. Then I'll do it this way. And this wrap next stuff looks a little weird for now. I'm gonna skip out on this part for now. Get rid of that. Okay, so, oops. Oh, no, it still is sometimes managing to do that. I want to know why that is happening. So this is like because the cursor is jumping, I'm pretty sure. And we're doing something weird when the cursor is jumping. Well, anyways, let's handle this stuff first as well. Okay, that was just the only thing there, so that's fine. Restore title, and this should like, well, that's like an alt. That's an alt screen thing that's supposed to be happening. Is if the terminal mode's in the alt screen, we need to clear the screen. Sometimes. Let me just think here. I think maybe I should probably stop for tonight. Let's have a look at what we've just done here. That's fine. I think this is wrong. I just have a feeling that this is wrong. This is fine. I need to add like a comment about that. Let's add a comment up here that says doo-doo. Don't let the what did I call the function? Input splitting cause draw calls. And then this is like seemingly wrong to me. We shouldn't have to clamp. Like that's what's happening here, but the clamp is not right. So I'm not gonna do that. Leave this one. Okay, and then what else do we get here? We're gonna ignore that, we're gonna do that, we're gonna take that. That stuff should all be fine. This should be fine. Actually, one thing I want to do quickly, I think, before I go, is so when you press Control D or Control C or any of that, right now that's not getting passed through. So to do that, we need to go to our what's it called here? Our key callback. And we're gonna check the mode key. So if the mods and glfw mod control and the key is less than 0x80, so like basically if it's a valid ASCII code, that's what we're checking here. So we're going to ignore the release. So if act equals release, we're just going to ignore it. Done. Oops. Then if the key, if between the key, so let me just do this and do ASCII here. Let's make this window a little bigger so you can see this. So if the key is between here and 5F, so any of these, when combined with when just combined with control is like a valid escape code. So then what we will do is, what was I doing? I had OS child put care. We're going to do key, oops, there's an extra A here. We're going to do key minus 0x40. So basically like control A would insert a null byte, control D would insert this end of transmission. Control C would be, what's ETX versus EOT? So EOT would be end of transmission. ETX. Oh, end of text. Okay. So yeah, so Control C would give you end of text, so on and so forth. Control G, I didn't know that, but Control G should spit out a bell. Control H is obviously backspace. That one's obvious. Control M, carriage return, so on and so forth. Yeah, so we're gonna spit out that. Come on, let's go to the right window, please. And then we're just gonna return, because we've handled it. Be able to do that. And then if we do Control D, we can exit. That's nice. Is this also a thing for numeric? Control 6 is a thing in... That's interesting. So there's like V... Yeah, so it does appear like numbers do stuff. So maybe I should also have this whole row. Is that like correct? No, is not correct. So it would toggle the 7th bit. That's interesting. So maybe that's something I'll have to look up after stream. Because I mean that does make sense though. So 4-0, and if you remove the 4-0, then you would get to here. So like the four would be like the 7th bit. So like the first 4 bits would be these, and then the next 4 bits would be this, and then a 4 is in bit 3. So it's like the 7th bit. So if you toggle it, it would go down to null. So I mean that would make sense. Yeah, I'll look into like control for these ones. I don't know if it like makes sense for every character though. So if you toggled like the 7th bit here, you'd be left with 2. You'd go up to here. Oops, so control 8. Oh right. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for that part. Yeah. It's interesting. Let's just do this again though, and just make sure that this all is making some sense. We do cat, blah blah, and then we do C. And then cat VTGL, clear, and then control D. That should be all good. How was I checking before though? In this loop, I need to check. Oh, right. Um, just return here. Is there a reason to not immediately exit? I'll see that. So let me see here. Actually compile that? I don't think so. That should be good. All right. So that is pretty good for tonight. Oh, yeah, so no, we do need to like handle that properly. So what I'm doing right now is so here I'm basically storing like some unprocessed bytes, like a count in the terminal, and then like in the terminal state, and then in this function, so this so that unprocessed bytes is what contributes to how long this raw string is, and then so that comes in, and then we're basically counting down those bytes. But if we go to handle escape and it returns needs more bytes, so we have like an error case that would return needs more bytes. We set that unprocessed bytes to the remaining length that was unprocessed before we went and tried to handle the escape. So this will basically just be exactly where the escape starts. And then we just say that that escape's been unprocessed, and we just return however many lines we did process. And then if we do actually get through all this and everything was just successful, we set that unprocessed bytes to 0. So that should be good. I haven't seen any I haven't run that many programs just yet, but so far we haven't seen any invalid escapes getting bit out in these dump functions, so it'd be pretty good. Yeah. Excluding the Cindy. It seems like the best way to handle it. I'm not really sure if there's a better way of really doing that, so. Let me just reload this page. So that, I think, I was thinking it was some massive state machine that eats a character. Yeah, I didn't want to do that because it's really, really slow. um, it's just so slow to do it that way. That's how a lot of them work, though. A lot of the terminal emulators just do that. I know ST just does that, for instance. But yeah, anyways. Once this gets to a reasonable working state, it's just going to be released, and anyone can go ahead and use the code as they see fit. So, yeah. So that is it for tonight. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.